Hello, second grade. I'm going to start out this week with an echo song that I know you've done before. It's the first time I've played it for you. Because last time it was someone else playing and you did the echo. This time I'm going to try it. So when I go like this, it means you're going to sing the echo. In the middle, when I go like this really quickly, it means we're all singing together. I think you'll remember this one. Alright, it's called Welcome to Music. Here we go. Welcome to music. Glad you're here. Gonna do some singing. Gonna use our ears. We're going to have a lot of fun, 'cause music time has just begun. I go, welcome to music. Glad you're here. Ooh, gave me a workout. Now I'm warmed up and ready to go. All right. Now we're going to do some echo rhythms. So I go first, and you're the echo. Here I go. Clap, 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 clap. Clap, clap, knees, knees. Clap, 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 knees, knees, knees. Knees, 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 clap, clap, clap. Head, 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 head. Head, head, shoulders, shoulders. Head, shoulders, knees, knees. Knees, shoulders, head, head. Head, shoulders, knees, knees, knees. Knees, shoulders, head, head, head. Head, shoulders, knees, head, shoulders, knees. Knees, shoulders, head, knees, shoulders, head. That was kind of tricky, right? Let's try this one. Ready? I'm going to clap to the right. Here I go. 4 claps to the right. 4 claps to the left. Right, 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 right. Left, 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 left. Right, 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 left, left, left. Right, 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 left, left, left. Good. Now I'm going to paint the sky. Notice that my arms are straight, crispy when I paint. Here I go. Paint the sky blue. Paint the sky blue. Paint the sky, paint the sky. Paint the sky way up high. Good. Were you frozen at the end like I was? Good. Clap, 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 clap. Knees. Clap, clap, knees. Good. Now it's time for some echo singing. So I'm going to sing in my voice. You echo me in yours. Ready? Here I go. Do, do, do. Do, re, do. Do, re, mi. Mi, mi, so. So, la, so. So, la, so. So, so, la, la, so. So, so, mi. Mi, re, do. And if we ended on this note, congratulations. All right, now we're going to talk about reading music. Learning how to read music is just like learning how to read a language like English. In English, the first thing we learn is our alphabet. A, B, C. I'm sure you all know the alphabet. You learn that each letter makes different sounds, right? Like the letter A can say ah, like apple. The letter B goes b, 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 like baseball, basketball, balloon, birthday. Lots of fun words begin with B. C can make a k sound, like you pet your cat, you drive in the car, and for snack you can have a carrot. So same thing with music. We're going to learn, instead of 3 letters in the alphabet, we're going to talk about 3 musical symbols and the sounds they make. Here we go, our first musical symbol for this week. all you need to remember is when you see one of these, you go ta, right? Now it does have a name, it's called the quarter note, but for now all you need to remember is you look at this and you say ta. Now it happens in a piece of music. I'm going to count myself in. You can go with me if you want. It goes like this. 1, 2, here I go, ta. Well, that's a very short piece of music, right? So let's make a little longer piece. Now we've got more than one of them, so here we go. And I always scan music with my eyes. I go kind of quickly. I like to see how many there are before I clap them. So if you didn't count already, let's just make sure there's 1, 2, 3, 4 of them. So we're going to say ta 4 times. Ready? You can go with me. 1, 2, here we go. Ta, 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 ta. And again, just to review with music, we always read from left to right, just like English. Let's try that one more time. I'm going to point to it, and you can clap and say ta. Ready? 1, 2, here we go. Ta, 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 ta. Pretty easy. Good. Musical symbol number 2. Now, I know a lot of you remember from last year what this is and what it sounds like. I'm just reviewing to make sure we're all together. So this is the way I'll perform this for you. It sounds like this. I count myself in. 1, 2, here I go. Did I make a sound? I didn't, because this is called a rest. When we see a rest in music, we're taking a break from sound and we just shut our eyes and rest. Now most of the time it's not long enough for a sleep or even a nap. We just barely get our head on the pillow and then we're back at it. So, all right, let's try that again. This time I'll go first and then you go second. Ready? 1, 2, here I go. You go. 1, 2, here you go. Good. And inside my head I'm screaming, rest! But I don't say it. I go, good. Now let's have some more rest. So if you had 4 rests in a row, you'd have to imagine them going by even though you don't hear anything. It'll sound like this. I'm going to count myself in. 1, 2, here I go. Good, and I'm following with my eye. I'm going, and in my head I'm screaming, rest, 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 rest. Let's try that all together. But you don't make a sound, right? I'll count you in. 1, 2, here we go. Good. Pretty easy doing nothing. Now we have a longer one. All right, so we follow along with our eyes from left to right. See if you can do this one with me. Ready? All together. 1, 2, here we go. Ta, 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 ta. Good. We're going to do the same thing. This time I'm going to point to where we are, and you're going to say and do it. Ready? 1, 2, all together. Ta, 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 ta. And actually I kind of whispered rest. Super quiet, but I don't want to be loud because it's a rest. All right, good. Let's try the next line. So now it's going to start with ta, ta. Then there's a bunch of rests, right? I'll do this line. You can try it with me. Ready? 1, 2, bottom line. Ta, ta, rest, 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 rest. Ta, ta. Good. Let's do the same thing. I'm going to point and you do it again. Ready? 1, 2, bottom line. Ta, ta, rest, 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 ta, ta. Good. Now we're going to try lines 1 followed by line 2. And just like when you're reading English, you go left to right, and as soon as you get to this line, without a break, you go right down to the bottom and keep going. Let's try that. I'll point to where we are. Remember, all you have to do, remember, is either ta or good luck. Okay. 1, 2, here we go. Ta, 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 ta. Good. Let's try that one more time. This time, I'm going to clap it, and you have to remember to follow with your eyes right down to the bottom. So I'm doing the whole thing. Ready? You can go with me. Let me get down a little bit so we can see. 1, 2, here we go. Ta, 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 ta. And if your eyeballs just ended up here, congratulations, you're in the right spot. Good. All right, musical symbol number 3 for the day. We have this. The half note is the name of it. And inside my head, when I see one of those, I say ta. And that makes 2 sounds, so I can remember it's 2 beats. So here's the way I like to clap it. I go ta. Now notice I clap on that first ta, then I hold my hands together, and I'm kind of going away from my body while I go ah, right, on that second beat. So the note continues for 2 beats. Let me do that one more time, then you can join me. Ready? 1, 2, here I go. Ta. Let's try that all together. You go with me. Ready? 1, 2, here we go. Ta. Good. Let's do 2 in a row now. Here we go. 2 half notes in a row. You're all welcome to try joining in with me the very first time if you think you know what you're doing. Ready? 1, 2, here we go. Ta, ta. Good. So let's try that again just to make sure you know what you're doing. So I'm only clapping 2 times, 1 for each note, but each one I'm going ta, ta. And my eyeballs are going like this, ta, ta. Good. Let's try that one last time. Ready? 1, 2, here we go. Ta, ta. Excellent. Now we're going to try this whole line. I'm going to point to it while you clap and do it. So remember, it starts with a ta, actually 2 of those. Then there's a bunch of ta, 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 ta. Good luck. Here we go. Left to right, the whole thing. 1, 2, here you go. Ta, 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 ta. Good. Let's try one more line. This line, we've got all 3 symbols to think about. We've got ta, sometimes we just have ta, and sometimes we've got good luck. This time I'm going to point as we go left to right, and you're welcome to try it. 1, 2, here we go. Ta, 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 ta. 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 Good. Let's try it one more time. This time I'm putting down my pointer because I want to do it with you. All right. Here we go. And this is why we talked about keeping a steady beat earlier, because you need it for this. All right. Whole line. Good luck. I'll go with you. 1, 2, all together. Ta, 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 ta. 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 Good. If you all ended with me with that last ta, great. If you messed up, don't worry about it, because we're going to be doing plenty more of this throughout the year. Now I'm going to do something that's kind of fun. I'm going to play a whole bunch of different styles of music, and you're going to figure out if the music has a beat or if there's no beat. So remember, we've talked a lot about keeping a beat, a steady beat, right? The beat is the pulse of the music. It's like a heartbeat. So here's your clue. If you hear something that sounds like a heartbeat or something that you can clap to, then it's got a beat. Here's an example of a very fast beat. Imagine you're out running and your heart's going like boom, 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 boom. Okay, here's something with a really fast beat. Ready? Here I go. Well, that was very fast. So it almost leaves you breathless. That's a very fast beat. It still has a beat though, right? Now what if you had a very slow beat? Imagine your heart was going like this. It's slower than any of our hearts. But let me just see if I can come up with music that's that slow. So I was still nodding my head. You could see the beat in my body, right? And I bet you could clap along to that if you wanted. So that's a slow beat. Here's an example of no beat. I bet you can't clap to this one. That was kind of felt like it was kind of floating around, right? So that is an example of music with no beat. So now I'm going to do a bunch of different styles. See if you can tell me beat or no beat, and I'll let you know if you get the right answer. Here's number one. Did you get the beat? Yes. Bump, bump, about that speed, right? Here's the next one. Let's see. That did have a beat. It was kind of slow, right? Boom, 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 but it still had a steady pulse. Let's see. How about ooh, that had a beat. The lively Irish jig for St. Patty's Day, right? That definitely had a beat. Let's see. How about I think I gave that one away because I was nodding my head. That certainly had the beat, sort of a funky rock thing. I don't know what you call it. Let's see. How about something else? That was interesting, huh? Yes, I couldn't even tell where the beat was, and I was playing it. It kind of was floaty cloud music, you might call it. That did not have a beat. Let's see. How about a couple more? That definitely had a beat, as most jazz does. Ba-da, ba-ba, ba-da. You can snap to it, right? Definitely has a beat. How about this one? Did you feel lost? I felt lost because I wasn't sure exactly where the beat was. It was interesting, right? But there was nothing that had a heartbeat in there. So that was no beat. All right, one last example. Here we go. Ooh, that made you feel like dancing, right? That definitely had a beat. So that was kind of a fun little activity. I thought I'd just break up the day. All right. For this week's homework, I had kind of a cool idea. Because you're doing everything through your computer, I thought this was a great chance to show you how to write down music notes yourself. And that'll make you better musicians. So it's good to not only be able to read rhythms, but to know how to write them down. So here's the rhythm I'm going to show you how to write. Remember, this one we went over earlier today. It goes like this. Here we go. Ta, 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 ta. So I'm going to show you right now how to write that down. All right, so you have two options. You can either get a piece of paper and something to write with, so you can press pause at any time if you want to stop and get your paper, or you can draw directly on the surface of your iPad, right, using the drawing tool. So either way, it's going to be the same thing. So here we go, how to write this rhythm. Okay, here we go. For music, I usually use a pencil if it's on paper, but for you guys, I'm going to use this marker just because it shows up better on this screen. So here we go, step one, the half note, ta. All right, I'm going to start by making a big circle. That's pretty easy, right? Just like the letter O. You've done that many times before. Good, so make a circle, and then we're going to make the stem going up. Remember, it's always going to be up on the right, out of sight. That's how I remind myself which way to go with the stem. Circle, then up on the right, out of sight. Now we do it again for another ta. Let me show you. Make a circle, or O. Then I make my stem up on the right, out of sight. And as you can see, it looks a little bit like the letter D lowercase. You just don't have that extra line going down. So you've made something like this already. We're already halfway there. Now we just have to do the ta, 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 ta. All right. To make the ta, you start by making a half note, and then you make the stem going up, and then we have to fill in the middle of it like that. I'll do it again for you. So we start with the circle. Now it doesn't matter, you can fill it in first if you like. That doesn't matter, as long as you put the stem up on the right out of sight. And let me try, I might run out of room on the paper. Oh boy. Another circle, I fill it in, then up on the right out of sight. Ooh, I'm running out of room, I can do this. One last circle, and I'm going to fill it in. Then I make sure I go up on the right out of sight. Woo! I just did it. Now I would have planned it a little bit better and had it spaced better, but that's okay. You can still see the rhythm. Let's try clapping it to make sure it's the right rhythm. 1, 2, here we go. Ta, 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 ta. That's it. And if you need to rewind or pause or go back to see what I did, I think you're all going to be able to do this just fine. So I can't wait to see these rhythms. This is super exciting. You're now on the way to becoming fantastic musicians. All right, I'll see you next week.